Rasheeda, a wealthy businesswoman, thought everything was well until she found out about Jock's secret affair and the unexpected pregnancy that followed. Imagine discovering that your partner is not even the child's biological father. You read? Correctly, Rasheeda is looking after Jock's child. It was shocking when this information was finally made public after being kept under wraps. Even though Rasheeda's husband, Kirk Frost, was unaware of Jock and Rasheeda's affair, it terrified the entire globe. He replied, "Kill Jock." It was true that things quickly became serious, but even worse was the fact that Camila, a close friend of Jock's, had hidden agendas since she informed him she had plans that would totally upend everything. Everything was upside down once more, but this was only the beginning. As Kirk's anger grew and Jock's struggle for survival took center stage, things swiftly got out of hand, involving violence, treachery, and unexpected turns at every turn. Who will win tonight? And what will happen to Rasheeda's broken life? Keep an eye out because this story is far from over. The real conundrum is whether Kirk would decide to mend fences with his family or end his relationship with Jock for good. Young Jock believed he had it all. He was a successful rapper, businessman, and participant in the industry in general. Despite his prosperous business and lavish lifestyle, storm was brewing behind the scenes that would fundamentally change his life. At the center of this chaos was Rasheeda, Kirk Frost's devoted wife, a social media sensation, a prominent player in the business community, and an incredibly prosperous entrepreneur. That Rasheeda was expecting, but the twist was that the father was young Jock rather than Kirk, when a terrible affair that had been kept secret was suddenly made public in a way that no one could have predicted. Everyone was appalled and startled. How could something like this happen? Rasheeda's life had been safe and stable until a single phone call, text message, and whisper in her ear completely upended all she had worked so hard to achieve. But let's take a moment to consider how it happened. Despite his reputation for charm and financial acumen, Jock has been keeping a secret for months. He believed that if he kept his relationship with Rasheeda a secret, no one would find out. Although he didn't expect Kirk Frost, Rasheeda's husband, to become involved. He thought he could handle it, just like he had so many other things in his life. Despite being married to Rasheeda for years and having a family and a life together, Kirk Frost was completely unprepared. It makes sense that his initial outrage at Kirk's discovery was justified. We're talking about a rage that was so intense and blinding that all he could say was, "Kill Jock." You heard right? Kirk Frost was facing the ultimate betrayal, and all he had known and fought for was suddenly collapsing. Camila, a close friend of Jock's, wasn't just watching this happen while Kirk was incensed. She was conscious of the dangers to herself and Jock, and she had interests in mind. Camila, who saw an opening in the scandal, was keeping an eye out for her. More important than the affair itself was the fact that his supposed buddy Jock had been keeping this information from him. Camila's job was anything but straightforward. She wasn't merely trying to assist Jock in escaping Kirk's rage. Rather, she was planning her strategy and controlling the narrative to maintain her control. However, it was still unclear if her true objective was to defend Jock and his reputation, or to clear Rasheeda's character and deflect attention. Camila played more than just a supporting part. She was the one with the strings. Kirk's rage boiled over. Camila started to change her plans, because she knew that everything was going to blow up into something far bigger than anyone could have imagined. But no one could have foreseen the full impact of what was about to happen, not even Jock. The clash between Kirk and Jock was a violent altercation combining feelings, Kago, and treachery that went beyond a simple verbal argument. Kirk's subsequent confrontation with Jock wasn't just a warning. If Jock was held accountable for his actions after a full-scale assault and physical brawl that extended beyond a simple phone dispute. In a horrifying encounter that nobody could have foreseen, Kirk violently attacked and threatened Jock in an attempt to release his repressed anger. A Jock who had experienced many highs and lows in his life was now in a situation where his main worry was surviving the nightmare he had brought about with his music, notoriety, and wealth. Kirk was out for blood, and Camila was attempting to handle everything from the shadows. The other individuals impacted by this disaster, however, should not be overlooked. Rasheeda, the lady whose life hinged on learning the truth, had her identity everything. She had battled for called into question. Would she remain faithful to Jock, the man who had promised to protect her? Or would she stand by her husband, Kirk, who had made that commitment? Betrayed her, but also gave birth to her child, Rasheeda's. Future choices would thus be closely watched. She needed to rebuild her life, her business, and her family. But how do you do that when the foundation has been destroyed by betrayal? Just when you thought things couldn't get much worse, they did. Unlike a VH1 reunion program, when the battle ended with a few punches and a dramatic walk-off, Kirk Frost's fight with young Jock was personal. He wasn't just angry, he was out for war. And Jock wasn't just physically hurt. Instead of supporting Jock, Camila, his purported friend who claimed to have his back flipped faster than a politician, saw an opportunity and said, "Let me finesse this scandal like a pro." Her intention was to sow the seeds for his entire reputation to be trampled underfoot, dragged through the mud, and served to the public with a side order to cancel him immediately. Kama's been working with Rasheeda's PR for months now. She knows if she gets out and the public turns on Rasheeda, it's over for all of them. She's cleaning house. So what did she do? According to unnamed sources, turning the scandal into a soap opera. She went full-blown Olivia Pope with a twist of Mona Scott. She leaked a fake report claiming that Jock manipulated Rasheeda, saying he used emotional instability in business. The drama, meanwhile, was being devoured by the people like a Sunday banquet. Rasheeda and Jock Kirk were playing Uno. Camila was playing chess, and they were plotting a major assault. The memes were relentless, and the young Jock was more drama than his hairdo. Some posted fake Kirk mug pictures of themselves with the caption, "Arrested for whooping Jock like a drum set," while others photoshopped Rasheeda's face onto her growing baby bulge. Another unnamed insider, claiming to be Kirk Frost's barbers. Cousin's Uber driver says that once the incident was made public, Kirk Frost's anger only grew. Jock came out against Kirk because the people wanted answers, not just gossip. Kirk reportedly went missing for 72 hours, locked his phone, skipped business meetings, and drove around Atlanta with a baseball bat in the trunk while muttering to himself, "Ain't nobody playing with me no more." The unimaginably live Instagram video was chosen to go ahead in spite of all the caution. He sounded breathless and obviously in agony. "You don't know what I've been through." "Nobody's perfect," he said. In less than 10 minutes, the internet was on fire. In addition to confirming the pregnancy and negatively portraying Rasheeda, he also suggested that she was his heir. He joined Camila as she took the stage. Was Jock's voice the point of contention here? In an attempt to minimize the harm, she quickly posted a phony audio torpedo blogs in which a man who sounded like Jock asserted, "I got her pregnant on purpose. That's how I stay in the family money." This was probably untrue, but the internet didn't care. On the internet, tales such as Rasheeda pregnant by Jock, Kirk goes berserk. An urban daily trash young Jock tried to trap Rasheeda, Camila, spilling the tea without any filter had become popular. As a result, the conflict became even more enigmatic to Rasheeda's womb drama insider. Additionally, backdoor sources claim that she was staying at a remote healing center in the Highlands, possibly at the invitation of Camila and her crisis team. But nobody noticed Rasheeda was hiding from Kirk, and the media. The incident involving Jock Kirk was made public. Camila started meeting privately with Rasheeda's business associates to discuss sponsorships and secretly glean Rasheeda's house as her influence increased. As one source put it, Kirk has been acting like a whole reality TV detective, pulling receipts from 2019 and even asking if the baby could be his, like he forgot how time works. The couple's friends described Kirk as unstable and obsessive. saying he has been spying on her conversations, installing cameras in their home, and tracking her every move. Every move. She even persuaded Rasheeda's staff to release a fictitious statement, stating that due to persistent stress and personal problems, Rasheeda would be taking a brief leave of absence to focus on her family, health, and spiritual peace. In other words, we are pretending that the fire has been put out, but keep in mind that it is not yet done. That he hired a private investigator while Kirk was still deteriorating. So we're a scene from Law and Order. ATL scandal. He was prepared to start subpoenaing people. Until then, the PI's objective had been to follow Jock, despite his own defensive strategies to make sure the baby was his, and to find out whether he was cheating on anyone. The city began to buzz with stories that Jock would sue Kirk for assault. Rasheeda would support him, and Kama would now be in charge of the entire circus as legal threats flew. He had joined forces with Lisa Gray, a formidable attorney who cleared a cast member of a six-figure fraud and pyramid scheme charge in the year that Love and Hip Hop rose to fame. The public was split, and fans took sides like it was Infinity War, Atlanta edition. In an exclusive, Camila disclosed yet another startling revelation. The issue had been settled. Whether it was Camila, the mastermind behind the scenes, Rasheeda, who remained silent while chaos broke out in her name, Kirk, who lost it and became a WWE jock, or even the messy secret father, it was hard to identify the real culprit. The city shook when Camila pushed the pin on a grenade that threatened to detonate the whole debate. Those hacked emails weren't a prank because she had actual data, audio screenshots, and even CCTV footage from Jock's studio in one file. We were given the receipts. When Camila reached out to a major podcast network, she claimed to have hours of unreleased audio text screenshots and video recordings that might prove Rasheeda's identity and destroy Jock's career forever. Camila realized that Jock had just handed the golden ticket to his enemies, but if she knew what was best for her, she would remain silent. The world watched as she held a live press conference, replete with a podium, lights, actual chairs, and all the drama, while young Jock was seen pacing back and forth and saying, "I had to do what I had to do. Rasheeda isn't going to say anything." Whether they like it or not, I will be honest about the 3 shocking revelations she made. When Rasheeda confided in Camila during a difficult time in her marriage, Jock used it as an opportunity to get close to Kirk while he was under surveillance. Jock showed emotional weakness by guilt-tripping Rasheeda in letters that Camila revealed, saying things such as, "You owe me this, Rasheeda. I kept your secrets before." It was strange that Kama had admitted to bugging Kirk's office. Indeed, she had recordings of Kirk shouting, planning to surprise Jock, and even trying to get one of Jock's former loves to remain silent. The world fell into anarchy. Podcasts posted 5 emergency episodes in one night. Websites crashed from traffic, and Twitter became a digital inferno. Maybe we needed Camila as a villain. Surpasses Kirk versus Jock. This city is Rasheeda. Might be when it appears like there is nothing stranger that might happen. Everyone in this mess showed their true colors now, Rasheeda said simply, without acknowledging that Jock was the father, justifying Kirk's cruelty or complimenting Kama's cunning. She stated in a 3-minute video posted on her Facebook page, "I never thought my personal choices would become a circus. I was hurt. I was betrayed. And yes, I made mistakes, but I'm not hiding anymore. I'm not protecting anyone but myself and my future. I'm boasting." When she stopped the stream, the internet went down. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. That was just the beginning of the final round, not the fight's conclusion. Jock's camp was in ruins within 30 minutes of Rasheeda's film, with sponsors he had worked with deserting him and Camila Kirk threatening to bring charges against him, it appeared, as though they were being removed instantly when a different brand pulled all of his joint posts. However, Jock wasn't finished yet, since he returned with a letter asking that in the letter, Kama accused her of damaging his professional reputation, breaking recording laws, and publicly denigrating him. If Kama didn't take back all he said, The jock threatened to sue him for $2 million. Kama laughed and went live again. Let him try. I got more dirt. If he sues me, I'll leak everything. Jock better thank me I didn't expose his other baby mama drama, Kama said. Kirk, meanwhile, was having problems. It was evident that he couldn't manage his fury. The audience's reaction was up. Rasheeda's video further showed Kirk as being at least as poisonous as Jock. In addition to the fact that the video of Kirk threatening Jock became viral, the person who had yelled, "Kill Jock," was now facing the possibility of a restraining order. As recommended by Jock's lawyer, in addition to criticism and monetary losses. As a final resort, however, Kirk publicly apologized in a lengthy handwritten letter that resembled the screenplay for a Lifetime film. To my wife Rasheeda, I failed you and Jock. Though I cannot forgive you, I acknowledge my wrongs. I cannot forgive you. By now, Kirk's reputation as the ticking time bomb husband was losing support from the public. He even uploaded a picture of himself sitting in treatment with the caption, "Healing begins now." Presuming Camila was disclosing a personal secret, a former employee disclosed that Camila wasn't just protecting Rasheeda. She also wanted Jock to step aside since she was under contract with a rival with whom Jock had a falling out. And they had been intensifying their dispute over blogging payments. The problem was exacerbated by the fact that Camila still had feelings for Jock, whom she had dated years before. The media revealed that Camila Rasheeda, a bitter ex-Kirk Jock, had started the fire instead of being a hero when the positions were reversed. Instead of hip-hop and love, it's hit jobs and love. Rasheeda unfollowed Camila, and the businesses she had collaborated with ceased inviting her to their events, utterly ruining her credibility. Following his absence, Jock is reportedly trying to receive legal and mental rehabilitation in an undisclosed location. Despite Kirk's commitment to therapy, his vulnerability endures. The grieving royal queen Camila is reportedly focusing on her future and her pregnancy while purportedly avoiding the spotlight permanently. Kama said, "Silence is louder than any live video without saying a word." We now have 3 broken friendships, a shattered business circle, a divided fan base, and a child on the way. We learned to be faithful and to leave this place if this issue taught us anything. Now is your moment to speak. Was Rasheeda right to remain silent about it all? Was Kama only taking revenge by tampering with the strings? Did everyone still have lips? Was Kama playing a long-standing game to get rid of everyone at once? Or was it a horrible mess of individual choices? But there's little doubt that no one will leave this clean. If you want more bizarre celebrity stories, strange controversies, and the truth that no one else is willing to share, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell. What follows will blow everything away, I assure you. Why is young Jock acting this way? Was he the mastermind or a victim? Please use the space provided below to express your comments.